Thank you very much, Clement. Madam President, the Honorable Hazelyn Mason Francis, colleague ministers, cabinet colleagues, the Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Edmund Mansour, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Sports, Youth and Gender Affairs, who is now the acting minister, members of the Diplomatic Corps, manager of Antigua Barbuda Operations Digicel, Mr. Victor Corcoran, officers within the Ministry of Telecommunications, Science, Technology and New Media, students, of course, parents, teachers, specially invited guests, members of the Diplomatic Corps, listening and viewing audiences, ladies and gentlemen. I remember, I have to start with a bit of a, well, maybe a little more serious than a joke, but let me start with that. I remember some 7 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we were gathered, not quite at this spot, but close enough. It was the old Sandals, and I think Digicel was rolling out whatever it was. I can't quite recall. But the interesting thing was, as I entered the building, I was surrounded by red. And I can remember being asked by someone, aren't you intimidated by all this red? Interestingly, when we gathered at the Antigua Girls High School this morning, and as I entered, I saw all this red. And the same question was asked by someone. Aren't you intimidated? And I was in a position, as I did then, 7 years ago, said, absolutely not, because this is a good red. And I just wish to restate that, and to go further to say that this evening, I noticed that it has been, in a way, married with two very important colors, yellow and blue. So we are certainly moving in the right direction. But, ladies and gentlemen, this evening is an exciting evening and day for the students, teachers, and parents of this nation. It's also an exciting day for the government of Antigua and Barbuda. Today will go down as an historic day in how government has worked for the advancement of our people and the protection and development of our future. What we are about to embark upon today is a revolution in education and information technology within the Caribbean. Today, we signal a step forward into the future. We will become the first nation in the region to have implemented such a landmark and potentially game-changing initiative. It is, in my view, a monumental, phenomenal, and extraordinary move of epic proportions. My government's decision to partner with Digicel and marry education and technology, and by the way, I was so excited by the performances of the Glee Club here and Toppin that I want to add marry education, technology, and music, and invest so significantly in tools for education highlights the commitment of the government to ensuring that we propel our nation's students forward. It has not been an easy task, as some may think, because it required the hands of all stakeholders on board to make it work. We have, however, accomplished the task, and we are here today to launch the government's e-education computer tablets and e-education connectivity programs in collaboration with our partner Digicel. Today's launch is a demonstration that when government, the private sector, civil society, parents and students come together, great things can happen. I can tell you today that many of our neighbors are watching. It is their intention to gain, and by the way, I forget to welcome the delegation from the BVI. We are delighted to have you here with us, the minister and others. It is their intention to gain an understanding of how and why such a project is necessary and beneficial towards making the region more competitive by producing competitive citizens. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to understand clearly what my government is delivering on today, the question is, what is our aim? What are we trying to accomplish? For me, it is quite simple, but at the same time, fundamental. My government's vision on the use of information technology is to ensure that students, teachers, schools, and other stakeholders use information technology effectively as a tool for developing the efficacy of learning and teaching, with a view to preparing our students for the information age, turning our schools, college, and other learning institutions into vibrant and interactive learning institutions, and fostering collaboration among schools, parents, and the community. You are all familiar with how technology has changed in education since the world began. History teaches us of the years of learning through cave drawings. Then there was the invention of paper by the Chinese. Then chalkboard was invented in the 1800s. We then have the era of the slates in the 1950s and perhaps even before. And I can attest to that because I used to use the slates. We had the information age of the 1960s, the computer age of the early 1990s, the digital age of the mid-1990s, and the interactive age of this millennium with the invention of the super-fast laptops, smartphones, PDAs, and the tablets. However, ladies and gentlemen, even the interactive age that we are living in changes literally every day. I just wish to illustrate two things for you today. Not many of you in this room can remember this cell phone from the 1980s, over 20 years ago. This, most of you clearly cannot remember this. Today, what do we have? What do we have today? We have the likes of the Power Pack and the super sleek computer system, Samsung Galaxy 3S, and the iPhone 5. There we are. To further demonstrate how technology is fast changing, about 6 months ago, Apple released its iPad Retina display model. I hope I get this one right. Six months ago, this was released by Apple. And to show you how technology is changing, ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, Apple further released its super powerful mini iPad. Yeah? This is what is happening. The revolution is taking place literally as we speak. And so, ladies and gentlemen, technology is not waiting for anyone. So therefore, we in Antigua and Barbuda cannot be left behind. More particularly, we cannot be left behind in education. And it is my government's pledge that we will not be left behind. The government's e-education computer tablets and e-education connectivity program is designed for that specific purpose, to ensure that our students are not left behind. It is our belief that this program will empower our students. It will facilitate them acquiring the necessary skills, knowledge, and attitudes for lifelong learning and creative problem solving in the interactive age. The computer tablets program will also ensure that our students use the tools available to them for information retrieval, knowledge inquiry, communication, collaboration, and analytical and personal development. David Singer of MIT Center for Educational Computing Initiatives recently conducted a study on the impact of a tablet PC-based classroom interaction system. And this is what his final report concluded, and I quote, "It is a simple but powerful statement. Tablet PC in the classroom has shown that this initiative will improve student learning, especially among students who might otherwise be left behind." Further, a study by Seton Hill University of its Griffin Technology Advantage program revealed that, and I quote once again, "Information technology through tablet PCs provides teachers an endless choice of multimedia, software, and applications with which to create more exciting, interactive lessons. The traditional lecture chalkboard-based lesson, while effective to a point, does not stimulate every type of learner. By adding a dimension to their lessons, teachers have the opportunity to engage more students and lead a more involved, energetic class," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, the studies have proven that what we are embarking upon today will produce positive results for our children, for our nation, and for our future. Digital citizenship, that is the direction that the world is heading. We cannot be left behind. Today's society is all about making sure that the youth are all equipped with the requisite skills to become digital citizens, capable of using ITCs to improve their educational skills, work skills, and make them more competitive citizens. Antigua and Barbuda's youth will not be left behind. The youth are the future and need to be prepared for where the world is heading. This initiative is not a handout or an early birthday or Christmas gift to our students. It is an investment in our young people, an investment in your future and the nation's future. That must be the guiding light. I wish to commend the Minister of Telecom, Senator the Honorable Dr. Edmund Mansour, and his team of dedicated officers for their commitment towards ensuring that our young people are not left behind. I know that Dr. Mansour and his team fully subscribe to the goals of the government, that the development of our people and nation are achievable by collaborating with the providers within the telecommunications industry. And so, I am pleased that Digicel has been demonstrating its loyalty to Antigua and Barbuda by building a legacy of commitment to improving the quality of life of our people by partnering with government in our various ICT programs. And as could be seen from what transpired earlier today, their social outreach program is also taking shape and has taken shape. And we expect Digicel to build on those social initiatives in the various communities. I therefore highly commend Digicel for their demonstration of support and for their commitment to the nation of Antigua and Barbuda and its people. I wish also to commend the Ministry of Education, the teachers, parents, the students, for their support of this initiative. As I mentioned earlier, it is only through our collaboration can our e-education computer tablets and e-education connectivity program succeed. As the world advances in information technology, let us all work together to ensure that we, as a people and as a nation, are not left behind. Let us all go forward through the gate. May I repeat, let us all go forward through GATE, the gate of revolutionary technological advance in the interest of our students and our nation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to officially launch 4G LTE in Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you very much.